begin the Kansas State portion of the press conference. Coach Mitty, if you could please give us an opening statement.
Disappointed in the outcome that we got off to a good start, but part of that start also the pace got away from us a little bit, and we struggled balancing the poise required to play at the end of the shot clock and being able to play effectively the last 10 seconds of the shot clock was a problem for us. And then what has, at the defensive end of the floor, we needed them to miss a little bit, and they just didn't miss a whole lot. The second quarter, they shoot 71%. We've got some foul trouble. We're trying to be able to play Lee with fouls, and that puts us in a difficult position. But I'm proud of our group. This team's had a very good year, picked 8th in the league. One of our senior players lost our best shooter to an injury. And certainly we've struggled shooting the ball from 3, which that's gotten more crowded around Lee. But I'm proud of our group. This team came in immediately and worked hard from June on. And what I told them in the locker room is that, it's hard to win in the NCAA tournament. And to be able to do that the other night when they didn't play very well and didn't shoot very well, and then come into here and what I think is a team that has a chance to win the national championship. I think Wes has got the depth, the offense to score with anybody in the country. And so congratulations to NC State. And we're disappointed that we didn't play better, but I'm proud of our group for the totality of the season. And I don't want them to leave here. They can leave here disappointed, but certainly they should leave here proud of what they accomplished.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we'll open the floor up for questions for the student athletes. We'll start with Mitch up front, please.
Yeah, for either of the players, how was NC State's approach on either end the same or different from the first time you played them?
Aoka, could you start, please?
Honestly, it was the game, our first time playing them was such a long time ago, I can't really give you, specific things. I think this game, they made adjustments really quickly on defense, and we, just struggled in the last, the end of the shot clock, kind of answering to that.
Serena, would you like to add anything?
I would just say pretty similar, in my opinion, at least with guard play, kind of how they guarded the ball screen. I knew I was going to have some open looks at 3. I think they did a better job of helping inside, and we kind of struggled to play together as guards on the perimeter.
Okay, let's go in the middle there.
Hey, okay, Lisa Canan gets in foul trouble early, goes to the bench. Camille Hobby comes in and tries to keep you off position. She stays out of getting cheap fouls. And I think a couple of times Kayla Jones was sagging down, hovering around you. How did it feel like that Camille Hobby guarded you, and also how many eyes seemed to be on you when the ball even came near you in the post?
I think we knew there would be help. I think we as a team, it was a matter of knowing where to turn the ball and being on the same page, which I think we struggled. I think we did have some good looks, but it just was hard to get connected.
Okay, let's go in the back in the middle.
This is for both players individually. You guys both had really strong seasons. Aoka, obviously a USBWA All-Americans. You're one of the best freshmen in the conference. So for both of you, how do you take this end of the season and just build off of it? And what are you going to work on going into next year to focus on?
Serena, could you start, please?
I would say every game this season I learned something new, and obviously Coach pulls me aside a lot and is teaching me things every single game. So especially this game, there's a lot that I learned, and just kind of playing in that environment in my first time in a postseason of college basketball, it was really fun. Excuse me. This game will be in the back of my mind and a lot of my teammates' minds as we go into spring and summer workouts and get ready for next year. We're going to set our goals high.
Aoka, is there anything you can add?
Yeah, I think kind of just like what Serena said. I think going into spring and summer, yeah, we'll be excited to get back in the gym, excited to just build off of it. I think we did a lot of good things this season, and we have a lot of returners. So, yeah.
Other questions for the student athletes? Let's go back to Mitch.
Yeah, Aoka, I was wondering, the brace that you wear on your leg, is that more of like a mental comfort thing, or has it been bothering you a little bit lately?
It's more so for longevity of like just playing through a whole season's long. It's very physical as a center. So it's just what our support staff thinks will be the most helpful to just like keep me up and going. Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, go back to Mitch.
I'll kick this one to Serena. Most of this group is back next year. I don't think you guys started any seniors. I know this is the end of this season, but does it feel a little bit, something to look forward to that this isn't the end for your group?
Yeah, we have, like Yoki said, a lot of returners. We'll have, obviously, our freshmen got a lot of experience this year, so yeah, we're gonna be excited going into next year, but we will miss our seniors. Rachel and Sav, they did a lot for us off the court, support-wise, and then Laura and Simone obviously gave us really good minutes this year, and they're really hard workers, so we'll miss them.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, we have one on Zoom, so give me 1 second here. Hello, Arn, are you there?
Yeah, for both players, just how do you all grew during this season, and how helpful do you think this postseason run is going to be going into next year, just the experience of playing in the NCAA tournament?
Aoka, could you answer that first, please?
I think our group grew a ton this season. I think the freshmen came in wanting to work right away, and I think that really helped set the tone for like the rest of us to just kind of like have the season that we did. I think this experience is huge. I think there's nothing like playing in the NCAA tournament, so I think it's definitely something to like carry with us and build off of.
Serena, do you have anything to add?
No, just like I mentioned earlier, this environment was really neat to play in, even being on the opposing team, so that'll just be in our heads going forward, and something we ultimately would like to do next year if possible.
Arn, did you have any other questions?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Zach, are you there?
Yeah, this is for Serena. You definitely led the scoring charge there early. Kind of explain what your mindset was coming into the game, and especially having played this team before and kind of in this big setting.
Yeah, I knew last game that they decided to go under the screen, so I knew I would have an opportunity to have a three, so that was kind of what I was looking for just going into this game, and it was open, so I didn't shoot as well as I wanted to, but coaches told me to just keep shooting, so that's what I was looking for.
Any other questions, Zach, for the student athletes? We'll take that as no. Any questions in-house? All right, ladies, you're excused. Thank you very, very much. All right. At this time, we'll go ahead and open up the floor for questions for Coach Mitty. Second row.
Hi, Jeff. Aaron Beard with the AP. Like I was asking Aoka, usually you think, okay, Kanane picks up fouls. That could be an advantage for her inside, but Camille Hobby played her pretty physical, didn't pick up cheap fouls. Kayla Jones seemed to be hovering, sagging down a lot. How difficult was it to just kind of get into some type of consistent ability to get her the ball?
Yeah, that's where we lost our poise. That stretch, there's still windows to throw it to Lee. And I think some of our freshmen felt like the crowd was too, and not just our freshmen. I shouldn't say that they played in a lot of games. It wasn't just, it was I think our entire group. should have got the ball inside better. There was space available up top. Hobby's 6'1". Yeah, they had some help in there, and they were showing a lot of help, but I felt like we missed some opportunities in that stretch. And we've been such an inconsistent outside shooting team that, we've got to get touches inside, and we have to be very disciplined in that approach. And I felt like in that stretch of the game we lost our poise and lost some of our purpose.
Other questions? Mitch?
Like I asked Serena, I mean, for the most part, the core of this group is pretty young. You're starting 5,
Yep.
no seniors. I know this loss stings, but Zach, I guess kind of maybe give you guys some focus kind of going into this off season. You have kind of this group established.
Well, I think it gives you some confidence going in the off season, and it should give us a boost of just knowledge. The one thing that you can simulate as much as you want, you can do all the things, but this group gained a lot of minutes on the floor. It gained a lot of minutes on the floor, and they're a hardworking group. Lee said it. This is not a young group that we've had to manage at all. This is not a young group that we've had to say you need to get in the gym. This is not a young group that we've said you need to be where you're supposed to be. We haven't at all. It's also why they've been successful this year against a really hard schedule. Now, there are any guarantees 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds keep doing the same thing. I've had 3 of them, and it's a fun ride sometimes. So if they can use that knowledge, our entire group, and get back, get some rest here, get back in here in the spring and carry that over. We've got a good culture built. We've got a good group that works hard, but they've got to keep that culture. That's something that I believe as a coach that you got to fight for every day, because it's pretty easy to lose, especially in today's environment.
Back in the back row.
Just going off of what you just said, you've also got a pretty solid freshman core coming in. A few players ranked composite between like 100 and 120 or something.
Yeah.
Just how much confidence does that give you in your ability to be able to add that talent to build off of this?
Yeah, we feel like that we've been able to stack them together with our group, and I think that's always the key. You look at what the success of what Wes has done here at NC State. They've stacked classes back to back to back, and so, we've got to do the same thing. I do think that our freshman class is a group that's won at a high level. They've competed at a high level, and we're excited to get them in. Now, I'll say this. You're hopeful that they have the same work ethic, we've been fortunate in my time at Kansas State that for the most part, when people came into our program, they've had great examples of work ethic. And so we're hopeful that, our group continues and our freshman class can continue that tradition of work.
All right, I have a question. How would you compare the atmosphere here to other places you've been? And then secondly, are you in favor of the top 16 continuing to host the first 2 rounds?
Well, I'm in favor if we're one of them. Here's what I think. I think that this is a great atmosphere. It's a great arena. It's, I think, the perfect size. Fans are fantastic. They know when their team needs them to yell. Even in the first quarter when we were making some runs, you could hear them cheering on. I think that's a knowledgeable fan base. I'll be honest, I'm mixed on the top seeds hosting. I think that I really feel like that we should have 8 at a site. But we've struggled with, while our game continues to grow in viewership and things, most of the fans are fans of their team, not necessarily overall. We're getting more fans across the country that are becoming more fans of women's basketball, but they're more fans of NC State. Our fans are more fans of Kansas State. So we probably still have some growth areas to try to figure it out. So for now, I think it's a good thing. I think that atmosphere is good to see. We've got to do a better job if we're back in an atmosphere like that of showing poise. We've also, as I told them in the locker room, if you want to have that atmosphere, we've got a great fan base in Manhattan. I have no doubts that if we're one of the top 16, we'll have a similar atmosphere as that. And every game matters in that case. And we slumped a little bit in February. We came out in the first reveal. I think we were number 16 in the first reveal. If we could have held serve on that, then yeah, we'd love to play at home. And I think probably until we continue to grow our game, I think this is probably it's more enjoyable. I mean, even as much as we didn't enjoy today, you hear them. They were excited to play. They were excited to walk out there, and it mattered. And it's good to see. I think NC State, I said this, I want to compliment their team. I didn't get really any questions, but I want to say this about their basketball team. Raina Perez is a terrific player. She's a great leader on the floor. They've got as balanced of a team as we've seen. When you bring off Diamond Johnson, and she's got a stroke like that from three, and she can heat it up as quick as anybody in the country. That is a terrific weapon. They don't lose. You mentioned the effort by Hobby, and I want to make sure I give Hobby credit because while I felt like we lost some poise there, Camille Hobby battled, and she did her job as a reserve center is to make it hard on Lee, and so she deserves a lot of credit for battling because Lee's had a fantastic year, and Hobby really they extended the lead with her in the game. So congrats to them. They certainly are playing well, and yeah, we wish them well going forward.
Okay. All right, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you.